Hello guys, welcome back again. My name is Amit and it's code time. So I'm back again with another puzzle video. So if you're watching this video, then most probably you must have found this riddle either on Instagram Reels or on a short video. And this is basically the solution discussion video where we find the solution to that puzzle. So let's directly jump to that, and it's very interesting problem. So let's first recall what the problem was. The problem said there were thousand what? There were thousand poison bottles. Poison bottles. Okay. We need to minimize number of prisoners that we are going to use, and we have to find which bottle it was, right? Find bottle. Okay. So first of all, since we are talking about to find the bottle, we have to assign a number system, right? We have to assign the labels to each bottle so that we uniquely identify which bottle it is. So the first thing what we can do is label all the bottles, label all bottles from 1 to 1000, right? We have 1000 bottles, so we can label them from 1 to 1000. So we paste a label of 1, 2, 3, 4 onwards, like first bottle, second bottle, third bottle, fourth bottle, and in this way we keep all the bottles in a in a proper row, in a proper one row. Okay, great. Now next thing is to get how many prisoners do we need. So the very naive approach that can come to mind is basically we have 1000 bottles, then 1000 prisoners would be good. Great, you are ready to kill 1000 prisoners. You want to make a genocide? Not good. So that's why that is one way. But since we need to minimize, so this means we can do better, right? Taking lives of 100,000 people is not a very good idea. So can we do better? Can we go to some smaller number, to a much smaller number? Okay, let's take. And can we use can we use any idea or any notations or any systems that we know about that we can, very intelligently use here and employ that to get that particular wine bottle, and as well as, what is the logic behind getting the minimum number of prisoners, right? So let's say I take 10 prisoners. Let's say I take 10 prisoners. This seems to be a better idea since I am going to kill 990 people less. So, okay, I'm going to take 10 prisoners. Okay, let's name them as P0, P1, not P0, P1, P2, P3, and up till P10. So, we basically have 10 prisoners. Why does this go outside the focus? Okay, never mind. Okay, so we have like 10 prisoners up till P10. I like P10 here so that it's visible. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. So now what we can do is these 10 prisoners will basically taste all the 1000 wines. But now how do we decide that which prisoner will drink from which bottles? Here is a very interesting fact, very interesting strategy that we are going to employ. Let's look at the binary representation of all the labels that we have provided to the bottles. It is what? 1 up to 1000. All these numbers can be represented using just 10 bits in binary system, right? If we take 2 to the power of 10, which is what? 1024. Correct. This means for representing any number starting from 1 up to 1000, we can easily use just 10 bits in binary system, right? In binary system. Now what we'll do, let's represent each bottle in their binary number system using 10 bits. So if we are using 10 bits, what will one look like? It will look like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 1. How will 2 look like? It will look like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and so on, right? And so on. We can, write each number in the form of form of 10 bits, right? Now, what these 10 bits represent? These 10 bits actually represent these 10 prisoners. Okay, these 10 bits are going to represent our 10 prisoners. So wherever, what do you do with this binary rotation? Wherever you find a 1, wherever at any position you find a 1, it basically means that that position's prisoner has to drink that bottle. So basically here we can see in bottle number 1, P1 or the bit 1 is basically 1, which means only prisoner number 1 will drink the first bottle, nobody else will drink the first bottle. Okay, okay, great. Then we go to number 2. For number 2 we have what? What do we have? What do we have here? Yep. So what do we do? We basically, for 2 we can see only prisoner number 2 drinks from bottle number 2, right? In a similar way, if we go for 3 we can see it will be basically 1 1 here. So both prisoner 1, prisoner 2 will take a sip from the third bottle, right? And in this way basically we, all prisoners will be assigned to drink from which bottles. At the end, how do we decide, which bottle contained the poison? Let's say, since poison will take its effect and some of the prisoners will die. So let's say, for example, at the end, fifth, seventh, and ninth prisoners died. Okay, they died. So now, if we are, naming this convention, so let's go again. 0, 1, 2, it was 10 bits, right? So like 10 bits. This is what, 3, 3, 6, and 3, 9, and this, yeah, 10 bits. These are basically prisoner number 1, 2, and up to prisoner number 10. So now we know that by the end of this process, the fifth, seventh, and the ninth prisoners died. So what will we do? What we'll do? We'll take up the fifth prisoner, which is basically this one. Take it as 1. Then we take the seventh prisoner, which is basically this one. We'll make it 1. And the ninth prisoner, which is basically this one. So at the end, we have what? 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And then we have 0, 0, 0, 0. So this basically denotes the final value, the final, the configuration of prisoners who died. Now, very interesting, thing to do here. Just convert, just convert this binary number back to decimal number, and that will be your answer. That will be simply your answer. So in this case, what is it? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Okay, no. It's 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9. Okay. So now if you sum up 2 to the power of 8 plus 2 to the power of 6 plus 2 to the power of 4, which is what? To the power of over 16, 16, and 16 into 4 is 64. Then answer bara 256. If we sum this up, what do we get? 256, 64, 16. So 6, 4, 10, 16, 1 carry, 6, 6, 12, 13, 1 carry, 336. So this means the bottle number which was poisoned was 336th bottle, and that is your answer. This is basically how we employ the binary number system here, and you minimize the number of prisoners as well. Now understand, to represent any number basically we need what? Let's say we have a number x. How many number of bits do we need to represent in the binary form? We need log 2 x bits, or you can take an upper bound of this. So seal value or log 2x plus 1. So here in our case, we can see we had 1000 bottles, right? We had 1000 bottles. So what we employed here is using the binary number system, we only used how many bits? Log 2000, and taking an upper bound on this, we can get as 10, right? Because 1024 is to the power 10, which is bigger than, 1000. So that is how basically we only took 10 employees. So let's say this problem is, or this, uh, let us change in another way. Let's say from tomorrow, let's say next time you get this puzzle, you are given like n, a general n, or let's say 5000 bottles. So what do? to find the number of prisoners, you just do log 2 of 5000, take its upper bound, and that will be basically your minimum number of prisoners required to be executed or tested to find the poison bottle. And the way of finding the bottle remains the same. And that is how basically you solve this very interesting problem. So yeah, with this we come to the end of the video. If you like this solution, if you like how this the approach, then do drop a like, comment, subscribe, share. Drop your comments if you were able to do this problem, if you were able to solve the challenge, and share among your friends. Drop your suggestions, give constructive criticism, and yep, we'll meet again in some other video. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय गाइस, साइनिंग ऑफ. ग्राइंड करते रहो, आगे बढ़ते रहो.